The incident with Keisha, like she could just basically do what she want to do, and I was just gonna, I'm just telling her like it is.
You got to go deeper than that, though. Where did Roberta get that from, though? Was it from her childhood? Was it from, did she see her mom being like that? Like, where did she get that from? Those are things, that's a question that you have to, like, what kind of work does Roberta do? Is she a supervisor? What does she do? Is she a person of authority?
No, I think she's just basically someone that likes to help. Um, I don't know. I haven't went that deep.
So that's going to be your assignment. You need to come up with your backstory. Your backstory is what is your character's name? What's their race? What's their class? What's their occupation? Where were they born? How were they raised? All of that is going to give you an idea of when you go on stage to portray Roberta, you're not
Mm-hmm.
portraying Stephanie.
Right, right.
So you're gonna embody this person, but you have to know who this person is. You have to know how do I look? How do I stand? How do I talk? Because the way Roberta talks is definitely not the way that Stephanie talks. The way
Mm-hmm.
that Roberta would react is more than likely not how Stephanie would react. So it's important to build these backstories so that when you're on stage, you're not trying to fool people and just play somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You really want to embody that person. You don't want to just go on stage because people can tell the difference. That's why a lot of times when you're looking at TV, you're like, dang, that's a bad acting. There's a person
Yeah.
they're just playing somebody. They're just going, they're probably themselves 1 minute, then they go back to the character, and it's almost it's have to be an embodiment. So I would encourage you to do your full backstory and to see where
need to stand in what she has.
yeah.
She don't see herself that way. She's
No.
not confident.
Right.
She's not confident in who she is.
Right.
So she needs extra assurance.
Yeah.
Right. And especially from her husband, Tim. She really believes in her mind. Like that one line where she says, that's not fair, Tim.
Yeah.
I do everything for you. And she does. She picks up his dry cleaning. She makes sure he's got a good meal. She makes sure the house is clean. She looks after him, but that's not what Tim's talking about.
Yeah.
He doesn't have her attention. She's doing, but she's not being.
So Keisha grew up in a single parent household with an abusive mother who was very like strict, very stern. Her way of showing love was putting her hands on her, talking to her crazy, verbal abuse, mental abuse. But they also grew up in church. So for Keisha, what her mother does is justified. So she grows up thinking that that's, love from men. And she also too believes she can change them. Like, growing up thinking that she could change her mother. Like if she just did everything she was supposed to do, if she corrected it, if she, that one day her mom will appreciate her or love her in return. So she goes and she tries to find that with Kevin, which is why she is staying so long. Also, because financially, she's financially challenged. And she has these kids from a previous abusive relationship that she left, but it took her a long time to leave that one. So she's really hoping that, Kevin is the one and maybe she could just love him back to help.
Be hood but can't see.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. How would you feel about that?
I like that. That's part of the character development. That's like giving her an extra layer. So
Okay.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so they're bougie ghetto. They act like they, are, how can I say this, like upper class, but not really because, we don't know what sustain mean. And I don't I'm trying to hide my New York accent, but so she's from New York. Okay.
Yeah. Hey,
So
I'm
Kiki's
from
from
New York. I just don't have the accent. It's been a while.
That's funny. Yeah.
Junebug, hear me? There you go.
I can hear you. So Junebug come from a line of a bunch of ghetto people, most definitely. Grew up in a house where, I'm over 50, so I knew the days where people paid 50 cents for rent in a housing project. He grew up in one of the environments where he had a mom, a strong grandmother per se, that made them go to church. It's the reason why he's at church. Daddy wasn't never there, but grandmama and mama taught him at least how to be halfway a gentleman. Because, Kiki talking about how he does this, he does that. So he was taught some, but he grew up in a very ghetto environment. Didn't really finish high school and then got his GED after he met Kiki. Cause she want him to do better, but she kind of ghetto too. Um, and so hopefully, going to the church, maybe pastor can help groom Junebug a little bit and help put him on that right